Good morning, student. In our last video, we are discussing our 10th unit training in sports, in which we have discussed about strength and its training methods. Next is endurance and its training methods. Endurance, it is the ability to continue an activity for a long period of time without any fatigue, or we can say endurance, it is the ability to resist fatigue. There are two types of endurance, aerobic endurance and aerobic endurance. Anaerobic endurance means in the absence of oxygen. And aerobic endurance, it is of two types, speed endurance, strength endurance. Speed endurance, in this activity is done with high intensity for short duration. Our our speed is 80 to 90% of top speed, and the duration is 30 to 60 seconds. Strength endurance, in strength endurance we do the activity forcefully and powerfully for short duration. Duration is about 2 to 3 minutes. Next is aerobic endurance. Aerobic endurance, in this we do the activity in the presence of oxygen. The activity is done for long duration and the speed is slow. And the methods for developing endurance. There are three methods to develop endurance: continuous training methods, interval training methods, and fertility training methods. Continuous training methods. In these training methods, the player performs the activity for a long period of time without having any break in between the workout. Continuous training methods, it is of three types: slow continuous training method, fast continuous training methods, and variable continuous training methods. In slow continuous training methods, in slow continuous training methods, uh, the activity is done for long durations and our speed is slow. It is basically used in game like cross country, marathon running, etc. The players develop high levels of aerobic endurance. Slow continuous training methods helps to develop aerobic endurance. In this, our speed is slow and the duration of workout is long. The duration is approximately 1 to 2 hours and distance is 10 to 20 kilometers, and our heart rate is kept around 140 to 170 beats per minute. Fast continuous training methods. In fast continuous training methods, the workout is performed with fast speed. Our speed is more. Our speed is more, and it is used in the game like sprint, middle distance running, skill game like badmintons, etc. It is performed for the duration of 15 to 30 minutes, and the distance is 5 to 10 kilometers, and our heart rate is kept around 160 to 200 beats per minute, and the workout is done with 70 to 90% of maximum ability, as intensity of workout is various speed for long duration. And variable continuous training methods, it is a combination of slow and fast continuous training methods. In these training methods, our speed keep on changing, that is speed from fast to slow. Sometimes our speed is fast and sometimes our speed is slow. And variable continuous training methods, we do the activity for 30 minutes to 1 hour, and the distance is covered 10 to 15 kilometers, and our heart rate is kept around 140 to 200 beats per minute. And variable continuous training methods is effective for players of almost all games and sports. Continuous slow continuous training methods, it's develop aerobic endurance. Fast continuous training methods, it's help to develop anaerobic endurance. And variable continuous training methods, it's help to develop both aerobics and anaerobics. Till this we have discussed. Next is interval training methods. Interval training methods, it is also known as status training. In this methods is introduced by Wilmer and Gelsers and again modified by the Rednills. And interval training methods is considered as the best method for developing the endurance. Interval training methods, we use the principle of effort and incomplete recovery. In interval training methods, the total workout is done in small part and incomplete rest is given in between the workout. Okay, in interval training methods, the total workout is divided into small part and incomplete rest is given in between the workout, like workout, incomplete rest, workout, rest, and so on. 1:1 ratio interval training methods, it represent that workout and rest. Workout is equal to rest. If the workout is for 5 minutes and then rest is also for 5 minutes. And 1:2 ratio, it represents that workout is half as compared to the rest. If the workout is done for 5 minutes, then we will give 10-minute rest. Interval training methods, it is of two types: slow interval training methods, fast interval training methods. Slow interval training methods, it is also known as extensive interval training methods. Slow interval training methods, it's help to develop aerobic endurance. Okay, slow interval training methods helps to develop aerobic endurance. In this, we do the workout with medium speed, whereas the distance is for long duration. The distance is kept around 5 to 10 kilometers, 30 to 1 hours of workout, and distance 300 to 800 meters, or 2 to 5 minutes workout at medium speed. And the speed of workout is 60 to 80%, and number of repetition is 15 to 20 times, and the duration of rest in between the workout is 1 to 3 minutes, and heart rate is kept around 140 to 170 beats per minute. And the mode of recovery in this slow interval training methods is by walking or through slow jogging. Fast or intensive interval training methods. This fast interval training methods helps to develop an aerobic endurance. And this fast interval training methods, the player is made to run for short duration, or workout is done for a short duration with high speed. And this methods this methods is generally practiced 2 to 3 times per minute, per 3 to times in a week, and it is useful in almost all games and sports. In this, the distance is around 2 to 5 kilometers, or the workout is done for 15 to 30 minutes. The intensity, our speed is kept around 80 to 100%. Our speed is more, and the number of repetition is 15 to 20 times, and the duration of rest in between the workout after each repetition is 1 to 3 minutes, and heart rate is kept around 170 to 200 beats per minute, and the mode of recovery is walking or slow jogging or rest. Advantage. What are the advantages of interval training methods? Interval training methods. This training methods helps to develop aerobics as well as anaerobic endurance. Less number of days. In less number of days, we can develop high level of endurance. Interval training methods. It is easy to administer and organize, as coach can easily supervise his trainers. Rest and recovery is given in the workout, therefore chance of injury is less. Proper overloading can be provided and applied to the players. Progressive methods of workout can be used. Effective for athletes of almost all games and sports. Very effective for runner, middle distance runner, long distance runner, etc. And it should be practiced once or twice a week. Proper adoptions of workout is achieved, thus the high level of endurance is developed through interval training methods. And next is Fertility training methods. Fertility training methods, it also helps to develop endurance. Fertility training methods, Fertility, it's a Swedish term which means speed play. This training methods is introduced by O. Esterton and Gustav Holmers. In this training methods, we use the natural environment for workout. The natural track is utilized for running. In fertility training methods, the athlete is free to run from starting point with his own speed. He may run fast or slow. He is free. The athlete regulate himself. He control his speed. The athlete is made free to choose his path. He may use shortcut or long cut. He may take rest in between the workout. He may run, walk, jogging, sitting, etc. He is free. But the things to be kept in mind is that he has to reach the finishing point in a desired time. Fertility training methods, the distance is kept around 10 to 20 kilometers and the duration is kept around 1 to 2 hours. Look at the diagram. This is the fertility training methods. This is the starting point and this is the ending point. From starting point, the athlete is free to run in his own speed. He may run, walk, jogging, sitting, etc. He is free. He may use long cut, short cut, etc. But the things to be kept in mind is that he has to reach the end point in a desired time. It should be practiced once in a week and it is usually practiced during traditional period or off-seasonal period, and the athletes should carry water bottles as well as safety tools for emergency. Advantage. What are the advantages of fertility training methods? The first advantage of fertility training methods is it develops creative, give adventures along with physical fitness. These training methods provide experience of nature's natural motivations. We get natural motivations, and in this training methods there is lot of enjoyment, fun. The athlete does not feel any bored. Fertility training methods Natural motivation is there with lot of enjoyment. Fertility training methods develop calibers of tackling situations. Athletes learn to control his speed because in fertility training methods the athlete is free to control his speed. Therefore, he learns to control his speed, which is important for long distance running. And the art of self-learning is experience, as there is lot of variation in fertility training methods. Disadvantage. The first disadvantage of fertility training methods is that the chance of accident is too much. The because the running track is not pre-planned. Actual running track is not used in this training methods, which is used for the competitions. In this fertility training methods, coach can't have full check over the training. He cannot supervise, and part may be dangerous, or the athletes may be lost from his destination. This is the main disadvantage of fertility training methods. Next is speed. Speed, it is the ability to perform the movement as fast as at faster rate. Means ability. Speed, it is the ability to perform the movement as fast as possible. Ability to move as fast as possible. It is basically depend upon heredity, but it can be improved through proper training. But the persons who have white muscle fibers, it is also known as fast twitch muscle fibers, they have more speed. Okay, first point is that speed means ability to do the movement as fast as possible. Speed, the persons who have white muscle fibers, they have more speed, and it can be improved through proper training also. And speed is measured through reflex test, short sprint, etc. Type of speed. There are 4 types of speed: reaction time, acceleration, speed of movement, and locomotor ability. Reaction time. Reaction time means time taken by the body to respond immediately after a stimulus, means how fast our body react to a signal. For example, in 100-meter sprint, as the player get the signal go, how fast his body react to that signal. Acceleration. It is the time taken by the body to reach maximum speed, how fast the person's reach to his maximum speed from a stationary position. Speed of movement. Speed of movements means time taken by the body to perform complete action. Locomotor ability means ability to move fast with change of direction, means ability to maintain top speed for a long period of time. Methods to develop speed. There are 2 methods: acceleration run training methods and pace run training methods. Acceleration run training methods. This training methods is used for developing the acceleration. Acceleration means the capacity of an individual to attain maximum speed in a minimum time. In this, the athletes try to achieve his top speed as fast as possible. Therefore, he run around 20 to 30 meter distance with his maximum speed. This is the repetition is done 5 to 10 times with sufficient rest rest period, and the rest period is uh, 2 to 5 minutes to provide sufficient recovery. The starting few stride should be of shorter durations, and after that longer durations. And before doing acceleration run training matters, the proper warming up should be done, which helps to avoid injury. Acceleration run schedule. In this, the speed is high. The speed is high, that is 90 to 100% of best possible speed. The distance is around 20 to 30 meters. Number of repetitions, we should do the repetition of 5 to 10 times, and the recovery period is kept around 2 to 5 minutes, and warming up should be performed before doing this acceleration run training matters. And first few steps should be of short distance, and body should be bent forward. Pace run training matters. In this, we keep our speed stable. Pace is setting a stable speed, which is very important part of a race, because if the speed keep on changing, then the race is affected to a great extent. Unstable pace create great exertions. Sometimes the athlete has to stop the race in between. Therefore, we keep our speed constant, and it can be made by continuous feedback by the coach during the running, um, uh, like speed up more or slow down. Sometimes the time is announced by the coach to certain coach to the runners, and the athletes can cover the certain distance in a certain times. Even sometimes the check marks are placed to adjust his speed, etc. These are the methods to maintain a constant speed. Today, sometimes the helper also guide at different place. Okay, nowadays the treadmill is used to keep the speed constant, and the speed is kept around 60 to 90% of our best ability, and the distance is kept around 200 to 800 meters. This acceleration pace run training methods helps to develop an aerobic endurance. It should be performed 3 to 4 times in a week. Advantage of speed development training methods. It improves reaction time of athletes. Thus, athletes take quick start as race begin. Speed training methods develop acceleration ability. Thus, it helps the athlete to reach maximum speed in a minimum time. The athletes learn to adjust his top speed. It increases the anaerobic endurance, by which athletes maintain his top speed for a long duration. These are the methods to develop speed. Speed means the ability to maintain maximum speed. Speed means ability to move as fast as possible. Okay, speed means ability to perform the movement at faster rate. There are 4 types of speed: reaction time, accelerations, speed of movement, and locomotor ability. And there are 2 methods to develop speed: acceleration run training methods, pace run training methods. Next is flexibility. Flexibility and its training methods. Flexibility, it is the ability of joint to move in maximum range. Means ability, it is the range of joint to move maximum. How ability flexibility means the ability of joint to move in maximum range without any pain in the joint and muscle attached towards it. Okay, flexibility means ability of a person to stretch his joint as much as possible without any pain. Flexibility is specific to a given joint and depend upon the muscular surrounding also. Flexibility, it is of two types: active flexibility, passive flexibility. Active flexibility means stretching the joint without any external help. It is of two types: static flexibility, dynamic flexibility. Static flexibility means stretching the joint from a fixed position, from a stationary position without any external help. For example, chakrasana, toe touching, side bending, etc. There is no movement. Stretch the joint from a stationary position. And in dynamic flexibility, there is a movement, stretching the joint while in motion. For examples, in gymnastics, diving, etc. Passive flexibility means ability of joint to move in maximum range with external help like stretching with partner, etc. These are the two methods, these are the two types of flexibility. Okay, first, flexibility means ability of joint to move in maximum range. There are two types of flexibility: active flexibility, passive flexibility. Active flexibility means stretching the joint without any external help, and passive flexibility means stretching the joint in maximum range with external help. There are methods to training methods to improve flexibility: active flexibility training methods and passive flexibility training methods. Active flexibility training methods. In active flexibility training methods, we perform without any external help. Okay, in this training methods, the trainer perform flexibility exercise without any external help. It is of two types: static flexibility and ballistic flexibility. In static flexibility methods, the persons stretch the joint. In this method, individual perform various slow stretching exercise from a stationary position, from a fixed position, and hold the final position for some times. For example, toe touching, bending the hands sideward and holding that position, holding the final position for some times, or doing chakrasana, halasana, etc. This is the static flexibility training methods. Okay, static flexibility training methods. In static flexibility training methods, we perform the slow stretching exercise from a stationary positions and hold the final position for some times. Example, chakrasana, halasana. Ballistic flexibility training methods. In ballistic flexibility training methods, we perform various exercises while in motion. In this, the final position is not hold. The final position is not hold, and whereas the swinging helps to attain flexibility. For examples, swinging the leg to sideward, upward, backward, etc. This In case of injury, if the body is not warm up, if we does not perform warming up, then it leads to injury. Therefore, before performing, we should do a proper warming up. These are the two methods, two active flexibility training methods: static flexibility, ballistic flexibility. Next is passive flexibility training methods. In passive flexibility training methods, we use the external help to stretch our joint. For examples, with the help of partners, with the help of stretching rope, big gym ball, etc. And before performing this exercise, we should do warming up, avoid jerky force, etc. Okay, passive flexibility training methods means performing the flexibility exercise with external help, and external help like partner, stretching rope, gym ball, etc. And before performing, proper warming up should be done, and avoid jerky forceful pressures over the joint, and careful and we should perform carefully, slowly, with avoiding the injury.